localhost, again, because we're just connecting off the local machine. And that will require double quotes.
And why does that require double quotes?
I didn't look at the exact type that's storing it as, but I would guess it'd probably be a char or a varchar. It's kind of like a string, so you're going to require quotes to put what you're going to be putting in that string. So, localhost. Okay, now we're going to put the actual name of this user. We'll just call it PHP because we're going to be using PHP scripts to connect to this user or this database. Okay, next you see, the next one is the password. See how they store it in all these weird numbers and letters? That's because it's actually storing the password encrypted. It doesn't store it in plain text, so you can't just look at the record and read it. But down here when we insert, we have to have MySQL encrypt it when it adds it. So we'll use password. Yeah, still have not mastered typing and talking. Password, and then what we want to encrypt into its password. Let's just put, say, foo. That's F00.
So you want to talk about functions real quick?
Yeah, this is the only function we're going to be using inside of MySQL. But yeah, this is just basically a function to encrypt a string.
So for those of you guys that are not aware of what this is, basically we're doing a call out to a section of code, if you will, inside of MySQL called password, and we're sending it, what'd you put in there, foo?
Foo, F00.
Okay. Yeah, so we're sending foo to it, and basically what the password function does is it then encrypts foo and sends back the actual encrypted data that's going to be replacing this function right here. That'll actually get stored into the table.
Okay, so we've got the password. Now we just need to set up the privileges that we want this user to have. So we'll set select privilege, yes. Let's see. Insert privilege, update privilege, and kind of word wrapping here. I don't think there's any other way of showing this. So
no, that's okay.
It's going to be it's basically 4 Y's in quotes followed by commas, except for the last one. So there's the last one, and that finishes off that.
And do you want to talk about those privileges real quick? Just walk over each one. I mean, I know they're pretty much self-explanatory.
Select priv, that's what I did when I pulled this data out. It's just basically allowing you to pull out records from the database. Insert privilege will let you add records to a table. So select is get records from a table. Insert is add records to a table. Update is once you've already got a record created, but you need to change one or more of the fields, you can use an update to basically change that one or update that one field. And delete is take out one record from a table.
Okay.
And after that, we've got create and drop. That's creating and dropping tables. We're not going to be doing that from code, at least not for a while yet. So we don't need that.
Okay, that's good enough. All right, so go for it.
We'll just add these, and well, amazingly, I appear to have typed everything out correctly. So let me go back, rerun that select.
And you can see that real quick before he runs the select again. You can see that the query was okay, that one row has been affected, and MySQL will also return back to you how long that took to do.
That's actually very useful when you start making like really complicated selects and going in there. You can see if it's going to take a long time.
Absolutely.
So you start playing how the performance is going to be. So let me run that select again, and there we go. That's that user we just created. And you see. It's expecting to be connecting from localhost. It's called PHP, and remember we typed in password foo. That's what it actually that the password function returned.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what actually got sent to it.
So that means foo right there.
All right, now this is a user that's been created, but it needs let's see, the MySQL D server has already been loaded, and it doesn't yet recognize this information yet. You could either close the server down and restart it, or you could simply flush privileges, and that will reload the user information.
Sounds like some toilet bowl action.
Yep. Privilege. And this doesn't have to be capitalized. No, it wouldn't have to be capitalized. Flush privileges. There, now it's got that user information. So what I'm going to do now is exit out of this, the user we're on now, the default one, and make sure I can actually log in as that PHP account to make sure it's up and running.
That sounds good.
So let me just type exit, and now I'll load MySQL again, except this time with -u. This time we're telling MySQL, okay, we're going to be using a specific user, that PHP user we created. -p tells it to ask us for a password. So go ahead and hit enter. So we type foo, F00, and it let us in. So we now have that PHP account has been created, and it's working.
Very, very nice.
So that about wraps us up. We've created an extra user.
Okay, and of course this could be used on I guess a grander scale if you were going to go in and set up a particular database for a company that's got different sets of privileges based off of different users on where certain people could look at certain things, et cetera, et cetera. So you could take this very simple example that Logan just gave you guys and expand upon it with creating a whole bunch of users, et cetera. Okay.
Right, like if one person was in charge of updating, all they had to do was update or add stuff, you could give them just privileges on that.
Absolutely. Okay, so with this out of the way, this is pretty much going to conclude this lesson here?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.